sure. But we should probably, before we get into the review, we should talk about our mini topic today, which we've mentioned before. We've both been watching the Last of Us TV show.
Yep. And it just wrapped up
It did
this last week.
The 9th episode, I believe. So like, I know I already kind of know your general thoughts, Devin, but so overall, how do you feel about the season?
Well, I think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of positives in the show overall. It was very well made. Production is very high quality and stuff. I think overall, like I think it was very quick and very kind of like the story pacing was way too fast. Like I think there was like, and I can see that the comparison of like adapting a book where there's a lot of details and a lot of things that can get fleshed out in a book because you have that medium to really expand a story. So there was parts in the show where I know certain things from the game are going to happen. Like one that stood out to me was when in the game Ellie uses a gun for the first time. Joel doesn't let her use a gun,
right? Yeah,
as you're playing through the game because he doesn't like trust her, like her, and like.
But also, she's a kid. Like you don't want to have to put a gun in the hands of a child.
Well, and then but then Joel ends up needing help. He's getting going to get killed in the game by fighting somebody, and then Ellie uses the gun to save him. And it creates a moment in the game that I thought was pretty heavy. And in the show, I knew it was coming up, but they kind of like hit that moment and moved on really quick. And there's kind of other moments in the show that I think really needed some more time just to flesh out certain emotional arcs in the story. And because the show is 9 episodes long.
Yeah, it feels like it needed to be either at least maybe a few more episodes.
Yeah.
Or maybe like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a video game, and it's like at least a 40-hour game, I think. And I mean, that's a lot of time and a lot of story that you're condensing into 9 hours, or even technically less than that, because there were at least a couple episodes that were only like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definitely some standout moments. I do think the performances are good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think Pedro Pascal as Joel was a really great choice.
Yep.
I don't remember the actor's name that plays Ellie.
Bella Ramsey.
Yes. She does an excellent job as Ellie, I think.
Yeah, I can really picture their performances make me like really envision them as the characters, and that's like one of the they're so good. I want more of it.
Yeah,
and I want more. Like there would be some episodes we'd start watching and we hit pause for whatever reason, and then like I learned that it's like a 43-minute episode. Yeah, which I think was the last episode time.
Yeah,
length,
the last one was
shortest
like 43
of all the episodes in the season, and I was just like, what? How can they possibly cram all this story in 43 minutes?
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, we will at least see more of Bella Ramsey. And hopefully some more of Joel as well for the 2nd and 3rd seasons, but don't want to spoil too much.
Yes, but you wanted to spoil us so badly just now.
I partly kind of did. The game's been out for over a year, people. Come on.
So I thought the first episode of The Last of Us was the appropriate length. I think it was pushing an hour and a half in length, and it captured the first moments from the game super well. And I'm really not sure what I would probably even change about the first episode, but the rest of the episodes, there were some really great standout ones, like episode 3, the one with Bill and Frank.
Yes, that episode is so good. I mean, that's not even a section that was really in the game.
It's not, and like I thought that episode was really good as a standalone episode. It did overall, in the overall story, it kind of like took away from Joel and Ellie's journey, though. I felt like so. And then they kind of do it again later in the season.
Yeah, with the DLC episode.
They adapt the DLC Left Behind later. It also a good episode. The production quality in the mall and the character Riley and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Were really great. But, man, I needed that longer. I needed more time with Riley to really make a better connection with that character.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And so it's really hard to kind of like criticize it because there's so many things that are really well done in that, and I just wanted more of it.
I will say, like, one really, really standout episode or standout moment from that show is the episode where Ellie is in the lodge, where like with like the cannibal people,
and
like,
David and the
and like just the part where she's basically broken, because she's being hunted and she kind of goes berserk and is fighting for her life, and like it's such a visceral moment.
Yeah.
To see, I mean, it is in the game as well, but like to see Bella Ramsey's performance, my God, she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
like it's just incredible.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I hadn't really thought about, but you said your girlfriend pointed this out. There's for a game that's about basically fungus zombies, for lack of a better way to put it, there are not very many in the show.
Yeah, after you reach, what is it, episode?
It's like halfway through the season. There's that big sinkhole moment
after they leave Kansas City. The infected are pretty much gonzo. They don't.
Yeah, they're not like anywhere.
They're not in here anymore,
except for the one in the DLC.
They're in. There was literally one.
Yeah.
And in the DLC of the game, there's obviously more than one. So, yeah, it's very interesting because they're going through a lot of the on their travels. There's a lot of like desolate, vacant places that they go. No more infected. So it stood out to my girlfriend said that like where are they?
Yeah, and there should have been more.
And it's a good point because like you could seed them in there. I'm sure every once in a while. It probably wouldn't like add too much to the story, but we got to see some zombies in our zombie show.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of one of the central focuses about that game is that they're in this post-apocalyptic world where that is all happening.
I did hear the creators of the show said that they're going to be more infected in the next season.
That's good.
But I really wanted them in this season. So, anyways, that was The Last of Us. I think it was a great show overall.
Great show overall. But I agree. I wanted more time with characters.
Yeah, I just want to. There was just. Even you mentioned the episode with David and stuff. That was one episode in the show, and even that one alone could have been, I think, at least a 3-episode arc or something.
Oh, definitely. So I would agree.
But really good. We're looking forward to season 2.